So in this example, I've created a keyed data page in order to retrieve this data. You use this to provide instant access to a particular item in a list structure data page. And by using keyed access, you avoid maintaining two separate data pages. One page to return a list of items and a second page to return information about a single item. And I thought it would be fun to do it with cats. So we have a city and we retrieve the information about the cat. And these are actually real cats that you could find at Java Whiskers in Stockholm. So you start by adding a data type. Cat info. Now we go over here to records and we configure the source. And we start with adding a city. And we actually use it as key. So instead of py GUID, we click submit. And we add our additional fields. So we have these fields and some records inside of them. What we do next is look at our pages, and we have a list page here. And I already clicked keyed page access. And keyed data pages are used for performance. You can only do keyed data pages on a list data page. You check the checkbox for user-defined keys and add the key. Based on the key, the information will be fetched into your application whenever I search for the city. If we look over here, so we look at the single page cat, you can see there is no option for keyed data pages. So we only have that in the list data page. And you can see here that I added city name. And city name is this keyed field that we have here. Now we need to create two pages, property pages. So we go to App Studio, Application, Data Model, and then we add a property, create. I call it city dropdown property, create and open. And we want it to be this dropdown. So we're gonna change it into a dropdown. So PX dropdown. Table type, we want it to come from a data page. The class is the class where we have our cats. And the data page is the list data page. And we're gonna add here the property that we want to look for and the property for the display of the text. We click save and we create our next page. Our next property. This was not a page property. This was a text property, but this is going to be a page property. I call it cat information page, create and open. It's going to be a single data page, and the page is going to be our cats page, and we're going to copy data from that one, and cats, and city name, which was the name of this property. Save. Oh, I looked at the wrong property. It's supposed to be the city dropdown property. And then we create a section. No, not skin. Oh, here we go, section. And we name it. And since the dropdown is going to show us the cats, we need to have our data page for the cats. We converted the full section editor. And we add our cat city dropdown property. Sorry, I meant that we need to add our cat information page, but we can't add the whole thing in at once, so we had to add them one by one. We can drag and drop them. Description. Image and shelter. And you might wonder why I added this property that you can see in application here, in my work application, into the data cats. So if we look at, for example, cat name, we can see that it's a data cats property, because when we added cat information, we added it as a data page. So copy the information from it. We click save. And we started another section. Oh, sorry, I forgot that I already made one. So let's see, cat detail section. I think I made one. No. So I'll just add one again. Cat information section. Convert to full section editor. Drag in the city drop-down property. And then we can't drag this one in. Like I said, if I do, it just looks like this. That's why I created the section. So we're gonna add an embedded section. Oh, and I drag and drop it. And we're gonna do clipboard page. And it's gonna be cat, because that's where it's at, the section that I want to retrieve. And it's called cat information page. Yeah, that's what it's called. And by name, cat drop down section. Submit. And here we have it. We click save, and then we want to add an action set. So if something changes on the page, then we're gonna refresh the section, so that when I click the drop down and I pick Stockholm, for example, these might come up. Otherwise, it's not gonna refresh anything. So what I did next was go to PY default, and I added, let's see, a stage here. And then I added the process and the flow action. Let's see, where is it at? Here. And for the flow action, I added the section here. And what we get is this application. So now we can pick the cats. One more thing I did was I actually did go into the section again. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Cat information section. And I changed this one because I didn't get the images. So I changed this from image or standard icon to property and image. And that's when I got the kitties. So now someone can adopt them.